What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there today? This your boy, Leon Abington, coming back at you. Leon Abington, 3000, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I want to speak on the death of O.J.Simpson. May you rest in peace. We're going to give you a little clipping about his life.
Here, we have just learned that O.J. Simpson has died at the age of 76. His family putting out this statement just moments ago. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asks that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. And that is from the Simpson family. Apparently, was battling cancer, Sandra, and as I think you had said that you'd seen him recently, and he had looked fairly frail in the last few months.
Yeah, prostate cancer that he was not able to overcome, obviously, and I believe it was a TMZ camera that stopped him and asked if he would enter hospice care, and to which he replied no. He's 76 years old. He began to look very frail during his cancer battle. Clearly, everything you just described about his later part of his life overshadowed his.
Okay, I had to stop it for a second, y'all. That wasn't true. That that wasn't true about O.J. Simpson. They saying that he was in hostage. He was just on Mace and D. Cameron broadcast, and when Diddy house got raided, there was some tapes with Corey. No, yeah, it was some tapes with his allegedly daughter on it. Allegedly, one of the Kardashian girls is supposed to be his daughter. So I think it's Corey Kardashian. She's supposed to be his daughter, allegedly. And she was on some of Diddy tapes. And it's just amazing how all these actors are tied together in some type of way. How did OJ get tied with Diddy and end up on Mace Comcast? And they so allegedly supposed to be having a OJ supposed to be having a rap song come out, which was supposed to be produced by Diddy. That sounds crazy as all outdoors. And I know it sounds crazy to me also, but I'm here just reporting the news. And OJ had a illustrious career. Everybody loved OJ at the time. They loved him in his heyday days when he was playing football, even when he was running in the airports. His nickname was the Juice. OJ was a bad running back. The boy broke a lot of records. But when in 1994, we had allegedly, or had supposedly killed his ex-wife and her boyfriend, they never say her boyfriend. They always say her friend. They always clean up things when it comes to the other race. When it comes to our race, they come straight, cutthroat, no ands, ifs, and buts about it, and call it what it is in the raw. But with them, they always got some kind of sugarcoat word for what the situation really is. We already know that was her boyfriend, and he was acquitted of it, and they wouldn't let that man rest. They would not let him rest. So his so-called caddy, his his guy he had living on his property, Caitlin, what was his white boy named? I can't remember his name, y'all. It's been a while since I even heard his name. Caitlin, something like that. Set him up. Told him that they were selling his abilium in Las Vegas. and him, O.J. and his bodyguards went in there to get it, and they had him arrested, and he did 10 years for trying to get something that would belong to him that they stole and they were selling it. How you go to jail for something that was yours already? That's amazing to me. But they had in their mind, by any means necessary, they was gonna get this man. And now the Goldmans, uh, Nicole's sister, the Goldman, she said, "Good riddance." Well, you can understand her pain because she feels that he killed her sister. So, you can understand why she's saying that. And I'm sure if this man was in hostage, that he had his affairs taken care of, because she said in a statement from TMZ that he's gone now, good riddance, and that silver suit still is owed to her family. So I'm sure in his passing that he had his affairs going to his kids and grandkids. So if they didn't get it while he was living, they won't get it in his death. So it's amazing, y'all. Let's get back to the story.
His early football success. I mean, this was O.J. Simpson.
I don't know what happened, people. Let's see.
O.J.
Here you
Simpson,
go.
Buffalo Bills, 11 seasons in the NFL. But all that professional success obviously overshadowed by his trial and controversial acquittal for the murders of his former wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend, Ron Goldman. I mean, we all have our memories going back to those days. I know you have yours. We can picture the white Bronco and the police chase. And wow, was that a time, 1995?
Indeed. Yes, I was a waitress at the time when that jury decision came down. But also, I mean, to look back before all of that happened.
Correction. It was in 1994. And another correction, he was acquitted. She said of the murder of his ex-wife, Nicole Simpson. It sounds like they're celebrating that he's dead. They're not just reporting the news. They act like they're happy. You can hear it in her voice, like she's laughing and mocking him at the same time. Let's get back to the story. Listen to her voice, y'all. Listen to how she's reporting the news. She's reporting it with like she's gloating. Listen.
And he had a pretty incredible football career. He won the Heisman Trophy in 1968. He was playing for the University of Southern California. He set numerous records there, as I'm sure the sports fans amongst us will be able to tell me. He was inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1985. And then, you might not, I don't know if do you remember he was an actor?
Yeah.
Yes, and he was in, what was that movie?
I wouldn't be able to tell you that.
Naked Gun. That's the one I'm remembering.
But I know that was part of his very complicated career before all of this happened. Someone who knows a lot about that is Jim Gray, Dana. He is joining us now.
Oh, great.
Jim, I know you've gotten the news. O.J. Simpson dead at the age of 76 following his prostate cancer battle.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to process this because such an amazing football career. Broadcasting career, and then overshadowed by the conviction of civil charges on the killing of Ron Brown and Nicole Brown Simpson. Ron Goldman. I knew O.J. quite well. When I worked at CBS, O.J. worked.
Conviction, he was not convicted on that. He was acquitted. He was convicted on armed robbery or trying to get his own Amelia's back. See, they reporting the wrong information. He was never convicted on her murder. They assumed that he killed her and her boyfriend. The proof didn't show that he killed her and her boyfriend. Back to the story.
At NBC, and they would send me to his games, and he would end up giving me a ride home from the airport, ride to the game, spend several meals together. And I never saw a guy who enjoyed his public persona more than O.J. Simpson. He would show up at a place and everybody would light up. Then, of course, he was acquitted on those charges, but accused of murder. And I never spoke to him again after that time.
Oh, is that right?
Did see him at a fight one night. Yeah, did see him at a fight one night, but our paths did not cross. But a very disturbing, complicated life.
Yeah.
O.J. Simpson had.
Tell us about his early football talents at the University of Southern California, indeed, winning the Heisman, setting numerous records.
He was a great football player, great running back. He had the single-season rushing record for a long, long time in the National Football League that was broken by Eric Dickerson in 1984. Dickerson's record still stands to this day, 2105, but O.J. Was the first running back in the National Football League to eclipse 2,000 yards in a single season. Hasn't happened too much in the National Football League history, and he had that record. And he was a bigger-than-life figure.
Correction. He wasn't the first. Jim Brown was the first, not O.J. Simpson.
When he came to the University of Southern California, he kind of lit up. He kind of lit up the playing field, and he kind of took Hollywood by storm. He was one of those guys that had this magnetism that attracted everybody to him, and had a big smile, had a tremendous career in commercials with Hertz, amongst others, and running through airports. And he was an icon in football. And he went on to have a broadcasting career with ABC and NBC, appeared regularly with Howard Cosell, and he was a fixture. He was a fixture and had a spotlight in America on television because of what he had done on the football field, and was also in some movies.
Yeah, and a lot of Hertz commercials I kind of remember as well. Jim, do you sort of remember going back to that moment in time when you learned that he was accused of these heinous murders? I mean, this was somebody you knew on the football field. And as you just described, this big personality who would stop the room when he walked in it and light up the room. I mean, what do you remember going back to that moment in time when you learned he was accused of this?
It was hard to believe because I had been in O.J.'s company hundreds of times, and I'd never seen him have a bad public moment. He had signed every autograph. He smiled for everybody. He shook every hand. He was available. He was accessible. He was seemingly very comfortable with his celebrity. I knew Nicole, had played softball in their 4th of July softball games, been over to his house on numerous occasions. Obviously had a double life. I did not know of any of the domestic abuse that had been going on. So I was shocked when I heard this about O.J. Simpson, and the more and more evidence that came out, it just became more and more shocking. Mm-hmm. I didn't know about any of the extracurricular activities that he might have had with any drug involvement or anything like that. So, it was all a huge surprise, and it was shocking, and it was sad for those of us who did know him. To learn that this had gone on and the depth of it. So, yeah, it was.
Yes, people, do you really know your friends? You're not around your friends 24/7. You only know what they allow you to see. So, like, I respect what he said. He never seen that part of OJ or the evidence that came out. He only seen what OJ allowed him to see. Now, I can respect that, because people only going to show you what they want you to see. And if you don't know about the other side of that person, why would you comment on it? I respect that, because everybody got a different side of them. When that mad side come out of people, you don't know what that person may do at that time. So that's why you should never comment on, a person so well, that person wouldn't do this or wouldn't do that. Half the time, you don't even know what you would do yourself if certain situations would arise. So how are you going to speak on what somebody else would do? So I respect that comment he made.
It's very, very hard to reconcile. And as the years have gone on, you know, it didn't make it any easier. How could a guy be like this that you thought you knew, yet like this that you didn't know? And so, like I said, a very strange, complicated, disturbing life. And it's, you know, hate to see anybody die, particularly somebody who you know, you had known quite well, but
I can hear Jim. Like
I
it
don't
is
really have the words
obviously
for
it's
that right
painful.
there, because you know it's just you know, you just how do you sum up someone's life like this?
Yeah, and we appreciate the raw emotion of it, and you of course we're going to be here to talk about the Masters and how exciting that is, and this news just breaking again. O.J. Simpson, born September 9th, 1947, has passed away from complications from cancer. His family says he was surrounded by them. They've asked for privacy at this time. Just talking a little bit about the not guilty verdict. It was incredibly controversial. It sparked a lot of conversation about race and celebrity
Here
and
we
the
go
criminal
now.
justice system. He actually then wrote a book titled If I Did It, and that was marketed as this hypothetical account of how he would have committed the murders, and that was a very controversial issue as well. And then it had gone on, he had additional problems with the law, Sandra. In 2008, convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping, and yet he was still always out there. As Jim was just saying, when he knew him before all of that happened, that he really loved his public persona. He loved being out there. And I think that was even true even the last several years. We've seen that as well.
Yes, you know, to finish it up in a short view, it's sad, Hollywood will use you up. They will use you up till they can't use you no more. And once they use you up, they spit you out like a sour piece of chewing gum. It's sad, how Hollywood market you, and then once you're not relevant no more to them, um, they throw you away. Only God knows if O.J. Simpson committed that heinous crime. And all I can say is, may God rest his soul, rest in peace, O.J. Simpson. I was a fan of his. He was a great football player, and they put him on movies. He was a good broadcaster. They put him in goofy movies, but overall, I never got the chance to meet him. Um, I was a fan from a distance. And may God bless us all. Like I said, like and subscribe to my channel, Leon Iverson 3000. I'm just here to report the news. Uh, I have no public opinion about it here or there, but I'm just saying, may you rest in peace. And may God watch over us all. Peace, love, and soul.